Oh my god.
Right, welcome! Told you, I'm keeping you up to date on all things Matrix 4. Big news, actually. It all happened last night. So last night in San Francisco, I believe it was, there was essentially a massive action scene for Matrix 4. Now, what you can see floating next to my brain over here, yes, it's not the inner workings of my brain. It's basically some of the vehicles that they had on set. Now, we'll touch on this in a second. Obviously, it's integral to the action scenes. As you can see right now, it's integral to the action scenes. So I want to touch on that first. As you could see, or you should have been able to see, I managed to pull a few videos from various bystanders because it's in the street. There's loads of people just randomly commenting on this on Twitter, on Instagram. It's everywhere. So I managed to pull a few of the videos just from randos, some random passers-by, people who are living there. There's people recording it outside of their condos. What an amazing thing to witness. I'm so jealous. But you could see two helicopters. Okay, now one of them looks to be a camera copter, and the other looks to be part of the action set piece. So I don't think that there's... I could be wrong, but mounted to the front of one of the helicopters as it starts to fly away, you can see a rig, like a gimbal rig, a camera rig. So I think that one is actually a camera copter. It's there for filming. I will say from the back, my God, they've got some skilled people behind this. They really do. My face is looking real bright right now, isn't it? Super shiny. God damn. But the pilots behind all of this are just amazing. They are so skilled to be so close to these buildings, so close, and also power lines, because there's a lot of power lines there. There's power lines, there's telephone wires, everything, and they are managing to maneuver and weave between very tight corners and buildings. And I know there's been other impressive, helicopter chase scenes and things like that during the film history. I mean, Mission Impossible was one where they scoop down. There's a lot of other impressive things. I know that. But to bear witness to this now, when we're shifting over, because this is what we've got to remember, we're shifting over to sound stages. This is what people do now. All of the Avengers stuff, it's shot on a sound stage. Literally a big giant green room, and they just put stuff in. So the fact that they've gone away from that to have all of this stuff is amazing. It's so, so good. But like I say, one of those looks to be a cameracopter. I could be wrong, but it looks to be a cameracopter. And then the other one, as it scoops in, and it's a lot closer to the ground where the explosion happens, that looks to be part of the action set piece. They could just be using two helicopters for various angles, of course, goes without saying. But that's my prediction anyway. Now, obviously, all of these vehicles, highly militaristic. Don't know whether this one is actually part of it, this police truck, which you can see next to my brain right now. Don't know whether that was part of the action set piece. I couldn't, as I was scouting through all of the various posts that people have been posting up about this, I couldn't see where that one lined up. There's obviously, you know, they're barricading the roads in here. You can see it. It's all locked in nice and tight. They do actually have quite a good perimeter built around this. But there you go. We've got the army trucks there. What Hummers, aren't they, basically? Interesting that they're using them. I don't remember too many Hummers in the first, the original Matrix trilogy, or sequels, whatever you want to call them, because part two is part of 1 and 2, 3, 4, all this nonsense. But it's nice to see them. It looks like they're changing it up a little bit, which makes sense. I mean, why wouldn't they have access to more vehicles? I distinctly remember, like, the agents, they never used to jump in to, you know, overly militaristic stuff. Which I guess, in my eyes anyway, added to the level of, you know, how imposing they were, because they didn't rely on military vehicles. But anyway, I liked it. I like what they're doing. The massive explosion that you can see looks to be from these vehicles, because if we, as we scoot through this slideshow, you'll see as they're kind of parked up and lined up to build the perimeter around it, that's where the explosion is. So it looks to be a tanker, military vehicles, then behind it looks to be, what I can assume anyway, more military vehicles plus potentially this police truck. But I said I'd keep you up to date on it. I scoured the interwebs for all of this as soon as I knew that it had dropped. What do you think? I love how this is coming together. I've said it time and time again. I love the fact that they are there. They're on set. They're filming stuff. It's all there. I'm really, really happy with how this is coming along. All too often we're in sound stages. I'm really blurry right now. Sorry about the fucking camera. Too often we're in sound stages, and it's really nice to see. It's really nice to see them just being out there in the open, doing what they can, as much of a perimeter as they can. It's nice. Now, I will leave the videos back up for people to have another look. Obviously, I started the video with them. I'm going to end the video with the videos. I want you all to have a look at them. I might slow them down a little bit, but please do check them out. I don't think there's many places that have reported on this just yet, so I don't know if I'm the first, but it doesn't really matter either way. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think? A lot of people have some reserve for this. They believe that it's going to get woke and all of this kind of stuff, and it definitely runs the risk of that. Of course it does. But I remain optimistic, and it may be a fool's errand thus far, I know, but I remain optimistic. I love the look of this. I just love the fact that they're out there doing it. It's the same with Venom 2. Venom 2's, so much is leaking from Venom 2 right now, but I love it, because this allows us to really dive in, really talk about it, and hopefully, you know, build some hype. It's nice to get excited for something for a change, because again, it's just crap recently. It's all been shit. So it's nice to get excited. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. I'll end the video with more of these videos. I'll slow some of them down so you can check them out. But let me know your thoughts. Drop them all down below in the comments. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. To stay up to date on the world of pop culture and movie news, make sure you turn the bell notifications on. Recently have learned that people are not getting the 4th video in a day. That one's not getting notified. So a little bit odd. YouTube, fuck me, this camera today. YouTube, I don't know what's going on, I'm so sorry. YouTube is playing silly buggers. Apparently my camera's playing silly buggers. It's all nonsense. Right, I'm going to end this video. God damn. Thank you. Take care.